चल हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Viewers, you're watching Live This Morning. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting the latest coming in. Yesterday, 72 ministers and 9 new faces took oath when Modi 3.0 was sworn in, and that was one of the big stories we are tracking. And Samiksha also joining of captivity.
That's right, Shivangi. In fact, heartwarming scenes were witnessed when these hostages were rescued by the Israeli forces. Add to that, and that being said, a lot of hostages are still held by the Hamas terror group.
Amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, 4 Israeli hostages were rescued in Gaza. They returned home in full health after a daring rescue op by the IDF. 4 hostages were rescued in Israel's largest rescue operation since the war began.
Мы очень счастливы видеть, что он здоров. Он выглядит здоровым, выглядит довольным. Он бесконечно счастлив, что он вернулся домой. Мы бесконечно счастливы видеть его. Он смеется, он шутит.
Yesterday we had a very big surprise that Almog arrived in incredible operation that IDF did. We met a guy which we love and we know is safe and sound. He's been in the Hamas captivity for the last 8 months, and we think that he's okay. We'll see it in the next few days.
With the operation a success, the families expressed gratitude and called for continued efforts to free the remaining captives. However, the complex raid left in its wake a significant death toll of over 274. Medical experts reported that the rescued hostages suffered from nutritional deficiencies after more than 200 days of captivity.
To the nutritional status of the captives that have come back, all of them are in severe nutritional deficiency with a significantly decreased muscle mass and interruptions to their metabolic status. It is clear, especially at the first period of the captivity, that they did not receive adequate nutrition, and therefore they have endured significant impact to their physical state. It is sometimes misleading because if you look at them, they do not seem as if they lost a significant amount of weight, but what we do see is a significant shift from muscle mass and protein to fat, and again there are other indications as to the impact this very long period had on their nutritional condition and on their general health.
While the kin of the released hostages celebrate their return, the IDF continues to operate in the heart of Gaza, with just one aim in mind: the elimination of the Hamas.
For now, we are heading into a very short break, but when we come back, we will tell you about, we'll get you glimpses of euphoria that gripped New York after India defeated Pakistan.
And all that you need to know about Carlos Alcaraz's big win at the French Open. Do not go anywhere.
And this is why the result comes with great responsibility for the parties in the center. We may differ on individual points, but we all have an interest in stability, and we all want a strong and effective Europe.
The 4-day polls across the European countries marked the world's second largest democratic exercise after India's recent elections. Overall, the Christian Democrats and Socialists, both mainstream and pro-European groups, remained dominant forces in the European Union. Historically, the European Union, rooted in the defeat of Nazi Germany and fascists Italy, marginalized hard-right parties to the political fringes. Alright, let's shift focus to news that we are tracking from Iran, where the presidential elections are due in just days from now. We understand that the presidential elections will be taking place on the 28th of June, Shivangi.
That is right. We see that 6 candidates will compete for the post of Iran's president. This includes parliament speaker and the former Tehran mayor. So this is coming in after the death of Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi in May. Let's have a look at the top updates coming in on this story.
French President Emmanuel Macron made a huge decision after a crushing defeat of his party. Macron said that he will dissolve the parliament and call for a fresh election.
C'est pourquoi, après avoir procédé aux consultations prévues à l'article 12 de notre Constitution, j'ai décidé de vous redonner le choix de notre avenir parlementaire par le vote. Je dissous donc ce soir l'Assemblée nationale. Je signerai dans quelques instants le décret de convocation des élections législatives qui se tiendront le 30 juin pour le premier tour et le 7 juillet pour le second.
Macron further asked the people to make wise decisions, thinking about the future generations.
Cette décision est grave, lourde, mais c'est avant tout un acte de confiance. Confiance en vous, mes chers compatriotes, en la capacité du peuple français à faire le choix le plus juste pour lui-même et pour les générations futures.
Meanwhile, celebrating his party's strong result, National Rally leader Jordan Bardella earlier called on Macron to organize new legislative elections. Bardella stated that Macron tonight is a weakened president.
Emmanuel Macron est ce soir un président affaibli. Jusqu'ici privé de majorité absolue à l'Assemblée, est désormais rétréci dans ses moyens d'action au sein du Parlement européen. Le président de la République doit choisir de s'en remettre à l'esprit des institutions. Nous lui demandons solennellement de prendre acte de cette nouvelle donne politique, d'en revenir au peuple français et d'organiser de nouvelles élections législatives.
This year, the projections show that the far-right National Rally will win the elections with 31.5% of the vote. The victory scored by National Rally marks double than Macron's party. On the other hand, Marine Le Pen, who leads France's far-right National Rally party, stated that she supports Macron's decision.
Ce vote des Français à la seule élection nationale de ce second mandat d'Emmanuel Macron est sans appel. Le président de la République, répondant à l'appel de Jordan Bardella, vient d'annoncer la dissolution de l'Assemblée nationale et donc le retour aux urnes du peuple français dans quelques semaines. Je ne peux que saluer cette décision qui s'inscrit dans la logique des institutions de la Ve République. Nous y sommes prêts. Après les élections législatives de 2022 qui avaient permis de désigner le Rassemblement national comme le principal opposant parlementaire, ces élections européennes consacrent notre mouvement comme la grande force d'alternance pour la France. Nous sommes prêts à exercer le pouvoir si les Français nous font confiance lors de ces futures élections législatives. Nous sommes prêts à redresser le pays, prêts à défendre les intérêts des Français, prêts à mettre fin à cette immigration de masse, prêts à faire du pouvoir d'achat des Français une priorité, prêts à entamer la réindustrialisation du pays. En clair, nous sommes prêts à redresser le pays, prêts à faire revivre la France.
The EU elections came as a shock to Macron since people of France are looking for a change of government. The re-election of the parliament remains a political suspense.
And Donald Trump's political swing through the West continues with his inaugural campaign rally since his landmark conviction in his New York hush money trial last month.
And to add to that, Shivangi, this event in Las Vegas also comes after a series of appearances of the former President Donald Trump, which also included lucrative fundraiser events in California and a campaign town hall event that was held.
Donald Trump's political tour of the West continued, marking his first campaign rally since his historic conviction at the New York hush money trial. Following high-dollar fundraisers in California and a campaign town hall in Arizona, Trump's Las Vegas event is a pivotal moment in his post-trial campaign strategy. Saturday night saw Trump at a fundraiser in Las Vegas hosted by longtime ally Don Ahern, amidst a flurry of campaign stops across the region. Trump's excursion out west coincides with a crucial phase for his campaign, as he aims to pivot the narrative of his general election message post-conviction. Meanwhile, thousands of supporters braved the Las Vegas heat to attend his rally.
This is like the third time I've seen Trump here in Las Vegas. I live in Las Vegas, and I support President Trump. And I will vote for President Trump. And the heat doesn't bother me because I live here.
Supporters donned Trump merchandise, with some getting in line by 5 a.m.
President Trump feels about LGBTQ community, which does not speak for me. I'm my own person. I do not believe he wants children to be influenced by this community, and I agree with that. I don't think children should be influenced.
However, not everyone was happy to see the Republican presidential candidate.
I want to make it be known that everybody isn't in his side. Nobody wants this guy around. Nobody wants to be led by a clown like this. And I want it to be known that we are here to stand up against him. I have a voice and I'm using it.
During his visit to Las Vegas, the Trump campaign is expected to launch a new Latino Americans for Trump coalition. This is aimed at increasing outreach of Hispanic voters ahead of November's election.
And viewers, Israeli hostages returned home safely after daring rescue operations performed by the IDF. 4 hostages were freed in the operation after more than 200 days, now live. And we are now getting in a business story that deserves some attention. Modi 3.0 and his vision for India. Modi 3.0 vision of Bharat includes fiscal prudence, tax reforms, rupee globalization and much more. Let's go across to my colleague Sharmila to know more from Republic Business. Sharmila, as we have launched Republic Business website, it's going to be very important, especially for all those who follow finance, economics. And especially today, our top story there is what are the aspirations that India has from Modi 3.0, especially when it comes to finance and economics. Sharmila.
Shivangi, clearly, the country will expect that the momentum that was built over the last 2 terms should continue as the government embarks on a whole new journey, which will primarily mean that India should maintain and deliver on remaining as the fastest growing economy in the world. Now, there are a couple of things that India has achieved over the last 2 terms. First of them is the tax reform. So we do expect that the government will continue to deliver on robust taxation, and it will sustain on its momentum in delivering that system. Next, the government had in its earlier term promised a robust rupee. So globally, we expect the rupee to continue to build its strength. There are other mandates before the Modi 3.0 term, which is to deliver on the net zero aspirations by 2070. To do that, India would have to drive its EV momentum, EV manufacturing. There would have to be sustained green energy deliveries. There has to be, continuous conservation of energy in the country. So all in all, we can expect all that was being done in the previous term to sustain in this term and to create some more momentum in terms of emerging and sunrise economy, we can expect a doubling of the unicorns which are present in the country as well, because as you know, India already has 100 plus unicorns. These are all the the beneficiaries of a stable government, of a very robust economy which has gone through rigors of reform internally. So we do expect the third term of the Modi government to deliver on earlier promises and to improve from there, Shivangi.
Well, Sharmila, let's talk a little bit about digital payments. So I have two questions for you. One is that everybody in India uses UPI apps almost. We have seen it's a huge success. UPI apps, digital payment, Indians using it, the way that they have transformed payments in India, that's made headlines all over the world. Number one, how will that change? We believe that there will be some regulations coming into effect. It's a possibility. And number two, take our viewers through, what kind of updates can we expect from our new portal, www.republicbiz, that is biz.com, and when they can log in and check out all the stories coming in.
Yeah, the Indian digital success is a textbook case, not just for India itself, but for the world. What India has achieved in terms of its digital platform is remarkable. And in such a short time, we expect the digital movement in India to grow. And as you can see, Republic Business is a participant in the digital economy. We are a fully digital platform where you can watch stories, where you can read the latest headlines, market updates, personal finance. You can take a look at deep scrolls, opinion pieces. There are important voices from the country speaking and writing on it. So we are very excited with what we are all set to present on republicbiz.com.
Well, thank you, Sharmila, for those updates. And the website is republicbiz.com. It has just launched. We have just gone live. Do check it out, especially for all those who love the world of business. We get you some global updates now, international news. As 2024 EU elections conclude, a political suspense has been seen in France, where the French President Emmanuel Macron, after the crushing defeat of his party, Macron said that he will dissolve the parliament and call for fresh elections. And meanwhile, celebrating party's strong result, National Rally leader Jordan Bardella earlier called on Macron to organize new legislative elections.
The EU elections have concluded, in which 20 European countries went to polls. Initial projections indicate significant gains for far-right parties in this year's EU elections. In a surprising move, French President announced dissolution of parliament and called for fresh elections following his party's severe defeat.
Après avoir procédé aux consultations prévues à l'article 12 de notre Constitution, j'ai décidé de vous redonner le choix de notre avenir parlementaire par le vote. Je dissous donc ce soir l'Assemblée nationale. Je signerai dans quelques instants le décret de convocation des élections législatives qui se tiendront le 30 juin pour le premier tour et le 7 juillet pour le second.
In Germany, support for centre-left Social Democrats dropped to an estimate of 14%, placing them behind extreme-right Alternative for Germany.
Ganz, ganz herzlichen Glückwunsch für das tolle Ergebnis, das ihr vorgelegt habt. In der Tat, ihr habt gemeinsam diese Europawahl gewonnen in Deutschland, CDU, CSU. Ganz toll, wir sind begeistert von dem, was ihr vorgelegt habt. Stärkste Kraft, stabil, in schwierigen Zeiten und das mit Abstand. Ganz, ganz herzlichen Glückwunsch nach Berlin, das habt ihr fantastisch gemacht. Tolles Ergebnis, klasse vorgelegt. Jetzt müssen wir das in Europa noch einmal nachmachen. Ich bin aber zuversichtlich, dass uns das heute Abend gelingen wird.
Meanwhile, Italy reported a low voter turnout. European Commission President acknowledged gains on both the left and right in the elections.
Now, this election has given us two messages. First, there remains a majority in the center for strong Europe. And that is crucial for stability. In other words, the center is holding. But it is also true that the extremes on the left and on the right have gained support.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Israel launched a Zeppelin, which is a type of a rigid airship, as a notice for the return of hostages held by Hamas militants in Gaza. Families of the hostages attended the launch of the airship. The artist Itamar Shimshoni, the creator of the idea, aimed to draw attention to the hostages' plight with a great shout. The phrase "Save them now" was written on the body of this Zeppelin. The relatives of the hostages praised this initiative for its importance in mobilizing the public opinion. Israel's army confirmed rescuing 4 hostages in a daytime operation in the heart of Nuseirat in Palestine, raiding 2 locations simultaneously and under fire.
Everything to bring the hostage situation to the top of the public view is crucial at this point. There are many forces trying to hush us down, trying to minimize the voice of the hostages, and there's war going on. And we want to emphasize that the hostage is and are the most important issue now, and getting them home now as soon as possible is the most important thing that we can do. And this, I hope this Zeppelin will raise awareness to this issue, and I pray for the lives and safe return of all the hostages. For sure, it raises awareness. So many people are going to see this Zeppelin while it's being flying over here. I'm sure it will raise awareness. Not all of the people watch television or follow the news, and I wish this could bring much more people to our demonstration every day on Begin's Gate and to the rest of the activities concerning the hostages.
And Republic Business is now live. Tune in for your daily dose of top business stories and in-depth coverage of markets and finance. Indian cricket team fans celebrated after India defeated Pakistan by 6 runs in the ICC T20 World Cup match yesterday.
जिस तरह से पंत ने बैटिंग किया और बुमराह ने कमबैक किया और काफ़ी लाजवाब था वो। क्या हो गया? ये मैच जो था ना, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट मैच था। ये भाई लोग भी हमारे जो है बहुत अच्छे से खेले। इन्होंने स्टार्टिंग में जो प्रेशर डाला था बहुत अच्छा दिया, लेकिन आखिर में हमने भी बहुत अच्छे से इनके ऊपर प्रेशर डाल के जीत दिला दी।
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. We never give up. We never give up. We are realizing it. अगर उनके गिरे तो अगर हमारे गिरे उनके भी गिरेंगे, और वही हुआ।
Maharashtra Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis said that Ajit Pawar-led NCP wanted a cabinet berth in the NDA government and declined an offer from the BJP of Minister of State with independent charge. This comes in backdrop of Lok Sabha poll debacle. For the Maha-Yuti in Maharashtra, the Maha-Yuti managed to win just 1 seat from the 4 it contested. It also lost the prestige battle in Baramati. Ajit Pawar's wife Sunetra Pawar was trounced by sitting NCP Supriya Sule. And after a spectacular win in Odisha, BJP is all set to form its government on June 12th. While the preparations are underway, the CM face remains undecided.
And to add to that, Shivangi, the BJP has appointed Bhupendra Yadav and Rajnath Singh as observers to select the next chief minister in the state. Meanwhile, BJD leader Pandian has quit active politics.
4 जून के बाद जो 6 महीने हैं उसमें देश विकास की एक नई रफ्तार पकड़ेगा.
After winning 20 Lok Sabha seats out of 21 in Odisha, BJP is all set to form a government in the state. Preparations are underway. Odisha is all set to get its new chief minister on June 12th.
पहले से 10 तारीख को तय था. कुछ कारण है, जैसे कोई अलग सा प्रदेश में भी शपथ ग्रहण चल रहा है. आज खुद केंद्र सरकार का शपथ ग्रहण समारोह है, तो इसके हिसाब से 12 तारीख को यहाँ उड़ीसा में शपथ ग्रहण उत्सव होने वाला है, जिसमें स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री जी मौजूद रहेंगे.
BJP's victory in Odisha is historic as it ended the 24-year reign of Naveen Patnaik.
I would like to repeat again my deep gratitude to the people of my state of Orissa for blessing me time and time again, showering me with their blessings and permitting me to serve them. Also, I think that we have always tried to do an excellent job, and we have much to be proud of in our government and our party.
BJP says Odisha's golden time has started.
This is a victory of people of Odisha, and this is a victory of my constituency. मैं इसका श्रेय कोरी के मेरे तमाम जितने सारे माँ बहन हैं, युवा साथी हैं, सबको दूंगा. और मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि उनका आशीर्वाद की वजह से आज मैं जीत के आया हूं. और ये जीत उनकी है, ये जीत मेरा नहीं है. केंद्र में यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो सरकार होने वाली है, और उड़ीसा में भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सरकार होने वाला है, तो अभी डबल विकास होगा. और एक समय आया है, एक गोल्डन टाइम आया है उड़ीसा के लोगों के लिए.
The BJP has appointed Rajnath Singh and Bhupendra Yadav as observers to appoint Odisha CM. Meanwhile, Naveen Patnaik's trusted man V.K. Pandian has quit politics. This after he was called out by BJP for controlling Patnaik.
Consciously, I decide to withdraw myself from active politics. I am sorry if I have hurt anyone in this journey. I am sorry if this campaign narrative against me has had a part to play with Biju Janata Dal's loss.
His decision comes a day after Naveen Patnaik reiterated that Pandian was never his successor.
I'd like to add that Mr. Pandian has also worked in and helped in health, in education, in sports, and our program of temple restoration. Mr. Pandian joined the party, has not held any post. As you know, he didn't fight in this elections from any constituency. And I've always clearly said that when they asked me about my successor, I've said clearly that it is not Mr. Pandian. And I repeat it again, that the people of Odisha will decide my successor.
The suspense will unfold on June 12th when Odisha gets its new government and a new chief minister.
The official teams have arrived at the attack site in the Reasi. They will be carrying out a detailed investigation. The empty rounds of the AK series rifles have been recovered, and also the central agencies have been looped in the investigation of the deadly terror attack on the civilians in the history of Jammu and Kashmir. We'll be continuing with this rolling coverage right after a short break. happened on this AK-47 round. Apart from these, few other rounds, 5.62 mm rounds, have also been recovered. Though the agencies are trying to get an idea whether it is exactly the 7.62 or similarly a larger one that probably being used for the Insas rifle. As we move from this very place, you will see that the security forces have put a barricade on that very side because the bus that was attacked is still there. The agencies are trying to find out what actually has happened. The senior officials of the Jammu and Kashmir police, they too have reached the spot. They are inquiring the locals about what has happened because a case is also being prepared. An FIR has already been registered by the Jammu and Kashmir police, and the details are being worked upon by the security forces as we move. The senior officials are also arriving to and fro from the spot. What they have to say, this is going to be very important what they have to say on this incident. But for now, what we can tell that the group of terrorists that carried out this attack, they have taken the advantage of the dense darkness yesterday evening and have managed to escape.
Well, Gursimran, I'll be coming back to you in just a moment. We are getting some reactions from the police. And of course, PM Modi has also said very clearly that the situation has to be monitored very, very closely. Let's go ahead and play out what the police is saying, and then I'll come back to you to understand what is happening on ground.
इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि एक बहुत ही अनफॉर्चुनेट इंसिडेंट हुआ है और ये इनिशियली जो हमें रिपोर्ट्स आई वो यही है कि मिलिटेंट्स हाथ लगाए बैठे थे और उन्होंने उस बस के ऊपर फायर किया जो कि शिव खोरी से निकली थी और टुवर्ड्स कटरा जा रही थी। उसकी वजह से जो ड्राइवर है उसका बैलेंस जो है वो बिगड़ा और वो नीचे बस जो है वो खाई में चली गई। रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन जो है वो अभी कंप्लीट किया जा चुका है। ये लोकल्स नहीं है, अभी उनकी आइडेंटिटीज जो है वो क्लियर नहीं हो पाई हैं, बट जो अभी इनिशियली पता चला है वो दे में भी बिलोंग टू यूपी। देखिए, ऑलरेडी हम देखते आए हैं जब भी कोई मिलिटेंसी कोई इंसिडेंट हुआ है तो उसके बाद हम लोग वैसे ही हाई अलर्ट पे हमेशा से रहे हैं। तो आज भी और पिछले कई दिनों से वी वर ऑन हाई अलर्ट और ये सारी जो शिव खोरी श्राइन है उसको पूरे तरीके से सिक्योर किया गया था। उसके आसपास के इलाकों में भी बड़े दिन से हम अपनी एरिया डोमिनेशन की एक्टिविटीज़ और बाकी वीडीजीज के साथ हमने उनके साथ फायरिंग प्रैक्टिस भी करी थी और उनको सबको अलर्ट पे ही रखा गया था।
Okay, let's go back to Gursimran who's joining us live. Gursimran, this is a very unfortunate incident. Now, we believe the passengers were all non-locals. They were all pilgrims. Where were they heading to, Gursimran? And what is the operation looking like right now? We know that the hunt is on to find these terrorists and to capture them. And of course, our security forces are always on the lookout for these kind of elements who are disturbing the peace of the region.
See, if we speak of the operations are still underway, but the terrorists have managed to escape at least from this area. That is what we can confirm after speaking to the senior officials both in the Jammu and Kashmir police as well as the Central Armed Police Forces. Now coming to, those all were not the residents of J&K, but they were the citizens of India. What the terrorists are trying to do, that they are trying to send a message that those people they are targeting are non-locals. But the reality remains that the terrorists are ached with the peace that is prevailing in Jammu and Kashmir. Now what the terrorists are trying to do, they are trying to shift the focus from the Kashmir Valley to Jammu region. They are trying to shift their base so that they can destabilize those areas that have been peaceful for almost a longer run. The Riasi district has been one of the most peaceful districts. Earlier it was Udhampur that was activated by the terrorists, and now it is Riasi wherein they have carried out attack. What will happen that after this attack the terrorists will go into deep slumber for almost a month's time and then they will strike again. This has become their modus operandi, and despite multiple inputs, the security forces they say that they are yet to find the location of these terrorists, that how they are operating, and this is something very concerning. That is the reason why the Home Minister himself spoke to the LG Manoj Sinha. The Prime Minister himself spoke to LG Manoj Sinha. I'll request Gaurav to keep showing you the visuals that more and more troops are being inducted into the operations that are underway. These are the special forces of the Indian Army that are being inducted in the operations, and they will be carrying out a thorough searches because even as we speak there are some of the empty cartridges that are still in the area, and the army is trying to ensure that this reach is followed, because they are hopeful that since this area is being used, this is a route that has been used by the terrorists, so possibly they might find some of their belongings that the terrorists have used or have thrown there, so that they can get some of the ideas that how the things operate actually here. This entire area, if we speak, is very critical, and the security forces, they are ensuring that despite the terrain challenges, they are in a position to tackle the situation. So far 9 pilgrims have lost their life and 43 others are injured in this terror attack. Yes, back to studios.
All right, good. Simran, thank you for the moment. Also to tell our viewers of the 9 lives that have been lost in this dastardly attack. Also includes an infant who died in this, who was rather killed in this terror attack by the Lashkar terrorists. For now, let's take a look at other stories in brief.
The BJP has appointed Union Ministers Rajnath Singh and Bhupendra Yadav as central observers for the appointment of the Chief Minister of Odisha. The decision was announced in an official release by Arun Singh, the National General Secretary of BJP. Earlier, BJP spokesperson in oath-taking ceremony in charge, Dilip Mohanty, has said that the swearing-in ceremony of the new Chief Minister of Odisha will be held on June 12th and Prime Minister Modi will be present at the event.
Highlighting the strong ties between India and Bangladesh, Foreign Minister of Bangladesh said that Sheikh Hasina expressed her willingness to work with NDA Government 3.0 to further strengthen the bilateral ties. The Foreign Minister added that Prime Minister Modi has been invited by Sheikh Hasina to visit Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina, note, was invited to the oath-taking ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan yesterday.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Sri Narendra Modi, our relationship has been brought to a new height. So in the coming days, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has expressed, also the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed, to strengthen the tie more and to widen our relationship. And also Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has invited Sri Narendra Modi to visit Bangladesh.
Supreme Court will hear today the petition filed by Delhi government regarding the increasing water crisis in Delhi. The last hearing, the court had ordered that Himachal Pradesh should release 137 cusecs of water into the Yamuna from Friday, June 7. Additional water was ordered to be given to Delhi via Hathini Kund barrage, and the Supreme Court has asked the Haryana government to cooperate. A report was sought from all parties by Monday, but the Delhi government minister is constantly accusing the Haryana government that the Haryana government is not releasing the water.
Largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
J&K टायर, देश का टायर.
We are live this morning. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest coming in. I have my colleague Samiksha with me, and Samiksha, we have something very special for our viewers today. And let's not forget what happened yesterday. Yesterday was PM Modi's third term. He was sworn in for the third time. This time, 72 ministers were inducted into the cabinet. But let's tell our viewers a little bit more about this special surprise that we have for them.
Well, absolutely, Shivangi. In just 2 minutes from now, Republic Business website is all set to go live, in which real-time stories can be tracked from the world of business.
And Republic Business, the business news vertical and a whole news brand from the House of Republic Media Network is now live for our viewers.
Absolutely, Shivangi. Viewers can look for top business stories, in-depth analysis, opinion coverage of markets, finance and more on www.republicbusiness.com. Here's the business news for you. In fact, we will be getting in real time the business stories that we are tracking, Shivangi. But first, let's begin with the top headlines.
With 72 ministers, including 9 new faces, Modi 3.0 takes charge.
Top sources say portfolios to be allotted today. All eyes on who's who of Modi 3.0.
Suspense continues over the next Odisha Chief Minister. Rajnath and Bhupendra Yadav appointed as observers.
Yet another cowardly attack in J&K, 9 killed as terrorists ambushed bus carrying pilgrims in Reasi.
The Congress plays politics, says just thumping propaganda of NDA government rings hollow.
And Republic Business is now live. Tune in for your daily dose of top business stories and in-depth coverage of markets and finance.
There was a cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir. At least 9 people have been killed, 33 injured after a bus carrying pilgrims to Shiv Khori in Riasi had come under terrorist attack yesterday. This incident happened at 6:10 p.m. A joint security force temporary operation by the police, army and CRPF has been set up at the site, and multi-dimensional operations have been launched to nab the terrorists.
That's right, Shivangi. Very, very unfortunate news that has come in. In the latest, we've accessed CCTV footage of the attack in Reasi. Furthermore, note that Lashkar offshoot has taken responsibility for this attack, but the visuals on your screens is a CCTV footage of the attack which happened on the pilgrims when the bus carrying these pilgrims were ambushed by the Lashkar terrorists. This is the CCTV footage, the 2 CCTV footage that we've accessed, one moments before the attack and the second just minutes after the dastardly attack on the pilgrims. Let's go across to Gursimran, who's joining us live from that very location where this dastardly attack happened. Gursimran, very, very unfortunate, dastardly for the lack of better words. Nothing could have been more terrible than this. Take us through what can be exactly seen in this CCTV footage that we've accessed when this attack happened on the pilgrims.
Samiksha, there are 2 CCTV footages that we have accessed. In the first CCTV footage, you will be able to see the bus that was attacked. It has Arun written on it, and that was actually the sign that the terrorists used to identify it. When this bus took the turn from that very place, now I'll request Gaurav to show you the visual so that we can explain it as the camera moves. From that side, the bus was coming. The terrorists were holed up in this area only, the place where I am standing. I'll request Gaurav to come this way. The terrorists were at this very location. So they were taking the advantage of these bushes. They were hiding here. And all of a sudden, when they saw the bus coming, they opened the fire. This was the very first place, because from here some bullets have been recovered. We will be showing that too exclusively to our viewers. That this is the shattered glass, because when the bus was hit this very place, at this very place we saw that it was hit. There is a complete these glasses, front glass that was shattered, and also some of the window panes. These are the connecting materials that have been recovered, because when the bus was hit, it was hit indiscriminately by the terrorists. So some of the equipments that are used to hold the window of the bus, that have also been found. One more thing that has been recovered is the bullets that have been used by the terrorists. So this is what we are showing you. I hope that Gaurav will be in a position to show you that this is the AK-47 bullet that has been recovered from the ground zero by the security forces. This is what 7.62 mm AK-47 rifle bullet, and as per officials, this is a new weapons, this ammunition that has been possibly dropped or taken by the terrorists from across the border. Now I'll request Gaurav if he can zoom in and show you some of the markings. I hope he will be in a position to show you these markings. They have 71 and 78 written on it. This is the factory number and also the caliber that has been written.
We handed out dozens of cricket kits from cricket clubs around New York. This distribution follows the unveiling of DP World's Beyond Boundaries initiative aimed at enhancing cricket access. This endeavour marks the first arrival of DP World's cricket initiative in North America. For this campaign, DP World repurposed 8 shipping containers to deliver 2,000 kits to grassroots organizations across 4 countries. Additionally, they constructed 50 containers serving multifunctional purposes such as pavilions, kit storage and scoreboards. Containers have already been delivered to build the roots of cricket in India, the UAE and South Africa. The delivery in New York came 2 days after the USA's historic win over Pakistan in the T20 World Cup.
This is what creates that atmosphere, and that is exactly what I saw inside the stadium when the matches were on. What a fabulous result for USA team day before yesterday, right? You should give them a big hand. So these kind of performances inspire the next generation. You need local heroes, and the way the team played was magnificent. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The excitement was there. I'm sure there are a lot of aspiring cricketers here whose dream is to play one day for the nation here.
Sachin Tendulkar, who is also the global ambassador of DP World, emphasized how this will inspire the forthcoming generation.
Extremely important for the game, and I remember coming to America a long time ago. I think we played few exhibition games in 1990. That was my first time here, and then I don't think anyone was born at that time here, the kids here. And the last time that we played here was in 2015. We need to take these initiatives and spread them across the globe. Go and play exhibition games and globalize this beautiful sport. We've seen the reflection of what started long back in America, and just the day before yesterday, what an incredible match that was. So the results cannot happen overnight. I'm a firm believer that today's generation sometimes get impatient and they want everything right now. There is no such thing as right now. You can either have it right or you can have it now. And to have it right, it takes time.
Meanwhile, Ravi Shastri praised the initiative, stating that it will contribute to the expansion of sports.
With 2028 coming, the Los Angeles Olympics, where cricket's part of it, I think this is a head start. And it is initiatives like this that will help the game grow. Because you need to go to the grassroots level. You need the awareness to be created so that it spreads into colleges, schools, and then the game becomes bigger and bigger. And just distributing those kit bags today, you could see the joy on the faces of those kids. You know, they start dreaming. You know, they want to make it big. And what a country to start off, you know, especially with the United States beating Pakistan the other day. It's in everybody's mind. I think it's performances like that that'll just help the game grow.
With such initiatives, the maestros hope that cricket's influence will continue to reach the forthcoming generation.
That's all we have for you in this edition. Coming up after a very short break, after Modi 3.0 sworn in, all eyes on the mega portfolio allotment that is scheduled for today.
The Congress plays politics over the Jammu and Kashmir attack, says just thumping propaganda of NDA government rings hollow. Stay tuned.
We've been in the Hamas captivity for the last 8 months, and we think that is okay. We'll see it in the next few days.
With the operation a success, the families expressed gratitude and called for continued efforts to free the remaining captives. However, the complex raid left in its wake a significant death toll of over 274. Medical experts reported that the rescued hostages suffered from nutritional deficiencies after more than 200 days of captivity.
To the nutritional status of the captives that have come back, all of them are in severe nutritional deficiency with a significantly decreased muscle mass and interruptions to their metabolic status. It is clear, especially at the first period of the captivity, that they did not receive adequate nutrition, and therefore they have endured significant impact to their physical state. It is sometimes misleading because if you look at them, they do not seem as if they lost a significant amount of weight, but what we do see is a significant shift from muscle mass and protein to fat, and again there are other indications as to the impact this very, very long period had on their nutritional condition and on their general health.
While the kin of the released hostages celebrate their return, the IDF continues to operate in the heart of Gaza, with just one aim in mind: the elimination of the Hamas.
Much for coming up, viewers. After the break, we tell you all about how India beat Pakistan in New York in a high-octane match.
Also tracking the latest from the world of sports, Carlos Alcaraz's big win at French Open. All that and more after a very short break. Welcome back. Let's start with our sports segment. In a thrilling encounter between India and Pakistan at stadium in New York City, India won big against Pakistan, securing a hard-fought victory again against arch rivals Pakistan with triumphing by 6 runs against Pakistan.
That is right. As the cricketing giants clashed on the field, the match unfolded with gripping intensity, showcasing moments of brilliance and resilience from both the sides. Let's delve into the dramatic twists and turns that shaped this enthralling contest.
India secured a thrilling victory over Pakistan by 6 runs at Nassau County International Cricket Stadium in New York. As Pakistan chased a target of 120, they seemed solid at 73 for 3 in 12.1 overs, needing 47 runoffs in 47 balls. However, Jasprit Bumrah's remarkable spell changed the game's dynamics, turning the tide in India's favour. Bumrah's sensational bowling performance saw him claim 3 wickets for just 14 runs in his allotted 4 overs. His efforts played a pivotal role in restricting Pakistan to 113 for 7 in their 20 overs. Earlier, Pakistan's pace bowlers Naseem Shah and Haris Rauf excelled, dismissing India for 119 runs. Rishabh Pant's contribution of 42 runs was notable, but other Indian batsmen struggled to make a significant score. Despite a promising start, India faced a batting collapse, losing 7 wickets for just 38 runs in the next 9 overs.
And in more news from the world of sports, DP World's Beyond Boundaries brings out new initiative which aimed to enhance cricket access. Indian cricketer Sachin Tendulkar and cricket coach Ravi Shastri handed out dozens of cricket kits from cricket clubs around New York City.
That is right. For this campaign, DP World repurposed 8 shipping containers to deliver 2,000 kits to grassroots organizations across 4 countries. Here is the full report.
Indian cricketer Sachin Tendulkar and cricket coach Ravi Shastri that she supports Macron's decision.
Ce vote des Français à la seule élection nationale de ce second mandat d'Emmanuel Macron est sans appel. Le président de la République, répondant à l'appel de Jordan Bardella, vient d'annoncer la dissolution de l'Assemblée nationale et donc le retour aux urnes du peuple français dans quelques semaines. Je ne peux que saluer cette décision qui s'inscrit dans la logique des institutions de la Ve République. Nous y sommes prêts. Après les élections législatives de 2022 qui avaient permis de désigner le Rassemblement national comme le principal opposant parlementaire, ces élections européennes consacrent notre mouvement comme la grande force d'alternance pour la France. Nous sommes prêts à exercer le pouvoir si les Français nous font confiance lors de ces futures élections législatives. Nous sommes prêts à redresser le pays, prêts à défendre les intérêts des Français, prêts à mettre fin à cette immigration de masse, prêts à faire du pouvoir d'achat des Français une priorité, prêts à entamer la réindustrialisation du pays. En clair, nous sommes prêts à redresser le pays, prêts à faire revivre la France.
The EU elections came as a shock to Macron since people of France are looking for a change of government. The re-election of the parliament remains a political suspense.
And following the death of Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi in May, Iran has all set to hold its presidential elections on the 28th of June.
Yes, so in 18 days from now, Iran goes to polls. 6 candidates, we understand, will compete for the post of Iranian president. This also includes a parliament speaker as well as the former Tehran mayor.
After the tragic killing of President Ibrahim Raisi following a helicopter crash, Iran is all set to elect its new president. 6 candidates will run for the presidential polls. This includes Iran's hardline parliament speaker and 5 others. The most prominent candidate is Mohammad Bagher Kalibaf. He is a former Tehran mayor and has close ties with the country's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard. Kalibaf ran unsuccessfully for the presidential post in 2005 and 2013. Iran's Guardian Council has, however, barred former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad from running in the presidential elections. Ahmadinejad is known for a crackdown that followed his disputed 2009 re-election and is remembered for the bloody crackdown on the 2009 Green Movement protests. Like previous elections, no woman candidate has been named by the Guardian Council. The campaign will include live televised debates by the candidates on Iran's state-run broadcaster. They will also advertise on billboards and offer stump speeches to back their bids. The candidates have promised a better economic situation for the country as it suffers from the sanctions by the US and other Western nations. The election comes at a time when tensions between Iran and the West have heightened over its arming of Russia in that country's war of Ukraine. The election comes at a time when tensions between Iran and West have heightened over its arming of Russia in that country's war on Ukraine. The country goes to poll on June 28th.
And we go ahead to the other international stories we're tracking. Donald Trump's political swing through the West continues with his inaugural campaign rally since his landmark conviction in the New York hush money trial that happened just last month. It was a big setback for Donald Trump.
Yes, and to add to that, Shivangi, this event in Las Vegas also comes after a series of appearances of former President Donald Trump, which also includes lucrative fundraiser events in California and a campaign in Town Hall in Arizona.
Donald Trump's political tour of the West continued, marking his first campaign rally since his historic conviction at the New York hush money trial. Following high-dollar fundraisers in California and a campaign town hall in Arizona, Trump's Las Vegas event is a pivotal moment in his post-trial campaign strategy. Saturday night saw Trump at a fundraiser in Las Vegas hosted by longtime ally Don Ahern, amidst a flurry of campaign stops across the region. Trump's excursion out west coincides with a crucial phase for his campaign, as he aims to pivot the narrative of his general election message post-conviction. Meanwhile, thousands of supporters braved the Las Vegas heat to attend his rally.
This is like the third time I've seen Trump here in Las Vegas. I live in Las Vegas, and I support President Trump. And I will vote for President Trump. And the heat doesn't bother me because I live here.
Supporters donned Trump merchandise, with some getting in line by 5 a.m.
President Trump feels about LGBTQ community, which does not speak for me. I'm my own person. I do not believe he wants children to be influenced by this community, and I agree with that. I don't think children should be influenced.
However, not everyone was happy to see the Republican presidential candidate.
I want to make it be known that everybody isn't on his side. Nobody wants this guy around. Nobody wants to be led by a clown like this. And I want it to be known that we are here to stand up against him. I have a voice and I'm using it.
During his visit to Las Vegas, the Trump campaign is expected to launch a new Latino Americans for Trump coalition. This is aimed at increasing outreach of Hispanic voters ahead of November's election.
Israeli hostages returned home safely after a daring rescue operation performed by the IDF. 4 hostages were freed in the operation after more than 200 days of captivity.
Yes, and these were indeed heartwarming scenes, Shivangi. The families expressed gratitude and called for further efforts to rescue the remaining hostages held as captives for the last 1 year.
Amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, 4 Israeli hostages were rescued in Gaza. They returned home in full health after a daring rescue op by the IDF. 4 hostages were rescued in Israel's largest rescue operation since the war began.
Мы очень счастливы видеть, что он здоров, он выглядит здоровым, выглядит довольным, он бесконечно счастлив, что он вернулся домой. Мы бесконечно счастливы видеть его, он смеется, он шутит.
Yesterday we had a very big surprise that Almog arrived in incredible operation that IDF did. We met a guy which we love and we know is safe and sound.
Continuity and renewed vigor in the country's leadership, Samiksha.
Well, absolutely, Shivangi. And under Modi 3.0, the government's vision has been laser focused on propelling India to the forefront of the global stage. One of the key pillars of this vision is the aspiration to elevate India's economic status to rank among the top 3 economies across the globe.
India under Modi 3.0 aims to join the top 3 world economies, focusing on robust growth strategies. Emphasizing fiscal prudence, the government is looking to bolster economic stability. With a vision for global integration, India pursues capital account liberalization and globalization of its currency, the rupee. Simultaneously, efforts are underway to strengthen the digital payment ecosystem, ensuring a robust regulatory framework for secure transactions. Committed to environmental sustainability, the government has set a target of achieving its energy transition goal by 2030. In a bid for a greener future, the administration aims for 10% electric vehicles in its total vehicle fleet by 2030. To foster innovation and entrepreneurship, India now plans to double the number of existing unicorns. Capitalizing on emerging sectors, the country aims for tangible use of sunrise sector's ₹1 lakh crore corpus. Under the Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana, the government has also decided to accelerate solar electrification efforts to ensure timely implementation. Leveraging technology for progress, India integrates drone tech in agriculture and advances medtech for improved healthcare outcomes, aligning with its development agenda.
Heading into a short break. When we come back, we'll get you the latest on the swearing-in ceremony of NDA 3.0. All eyes on the mega portfolio allotment that is scheduled for today.
And Congress plays politics over the Riasi attack, says chest-thumping propaganda of NDA government rings hollow. Stay tuned. And we get our viewers all the details coming in from all across the world. Now we see that as the EU elections conclude, a political suspense can be seen in France, where the French President Emmanuel Macron, after the crushing defeat of his party, Macron said that he will dissolve the parliament and call for fresh elections.
Well, indeed, a surprising move by Emmanuel Macron. Meanwhile, celebrating party's strong result, National Rally leader Jordan Bardella Note had earlier called on Macron to organize new legislative elections.
French President Emmanuel Macron made a huge decision after a crushing defeat of his party. Macron said that he will dissolve the parliament and call for a fresh election.
C'est pourquoi, après avoir procédé aux consultations prévues à l'article 12 de notre Constitution, j'ai décidé de vous redonner le choix de notre avenir parlementaire par le vote. Je dissous donc ce soir l'Assemblée nationale. Je signerai dans quelques instants le décret de convocation des élections législatives qui se tiendront le 30 juin pour le premier tour et le 7 juillet pour le second.
Macron further asked the people to make wise decisions, thinking about the future generations.
Cette décision est grave, lourde, mais c'est avant tout un acte de confiance. Confiance en vous, mes chers compatriotes, en la capacité du peuple français à faire le choix le plus juste pour lui-même et pour les générations futures.
Meanwhile, celebrating his party's strong result, National Rally leader Jordan Bardella earlier called on Macron to organize new legislative elections. Bardella stated that Macron tonight is a weakened president.
Emmanuel Macron est ce soir un président affaibli, jusqu'ici privé de majorité absolue à l'Assemblée et désormais rétréci dans ses moyens d'action au sein du Parlement européen. Le président de la République doit choisir de s'en remettre à l'esprit des institutions. Nous lui demandons solennellement de prendre acte de cette nouvelle donne politique, d'en revenir au peuple français et d'organiser de nouvelles élections législatives.
This year, the projections show that the far-right National Rally will win the elections with 31.5% of the vote. The victory scored by National Rally marks double than Macron's party. On the other hand, Marine Le Pen, who leads France's far-right National Rally party,
हमारे जो है बहुत अच्छे से खेले. इन्होंने स्टार्टिंग में जो प्रेशर डाला था बहुत अच्छा दिया, लेकिन आखिर में हमने भी बहुत अच्छे से इनके ऊपर प्रेशर डाल के जीत दिला दी.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. We never give up. We never give up. We were realizing it. अगर उनके गिरे तो अगर हमारे गिरे उनके भी गिरेंगे, और वही हुआ.
Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis said that Ajit Pawar-led NCP wanted a cabinet berth in the NDA 3.0 government and declined an offer from the BJP of Minister of State with independent charge. This comes in the backdrop of the Lok Sabha poll debacle for the Mahayuti in Maharashtra. The Mahayuti managed to win just one seat from the 4 it contested. It also lost the prestige battle in Baramati, where Ajit Pawar's wife was trounced by sitting NCP MP Supriya Sule.
Alright viewers, let's switch focus to news that is coming in from down south. The 28-day Kerala Legislative Assembly session is set to commence starting today, with Congress-led UDF set to corner the LDF government over a host of issues. It's likely to be a stormy session, Shivangi.
That is right. And our correspondent Ashwin is joining us live from outside the Kerala Assembly. Let's cut across to him to know more about what to expect next. Now, the 11th session of the 15th Assembly will begin, and this is going to be very important. The Speaker, Ashwin, has given ruling that all ministers should reply to the questions raised by the members in the House. Take us through what we can expect today. It's going to be extremely, extremely important, given that that LDF's setback in couple of Assembly seats is something to also be looking out for as this Assembly session will kickstart.
Well, right. Good morning, Samiksha and Shivangi. What can happen in this session today? It's the 11th session of the 15th Legislative Assembly, and this comes after a big debacle for the left, where it could only get one seat. That is one bone of contention that is there, and the Jubilant Congress camp is also going to take out the LDF and stating there is an anti-incumbency against the state government. Although the particular session is going to be held till July 25th, where it is going to discuss the budget allocations for various financial needs. The main highlight of it would be the BJP's rise to power in the state, where historically it has won the first Lok Sabha seat, and not only that, the BJP has got first position in 11 assembly constituencies, and these are the main things that is going to be discussed. There is going to be deliberation on how the BJP could come out in a state of Kerala with such great numbers of votes. Apart from that, the bone of contention would be the discussion on the alleged liquor scam, where the Congress has alleged that the money was taken from bar owners for a favorable liquor policy change, and that is also going to be discussed. Apart from that, the tour by the Kerala Chief Minister after the Kerala Lok Sabha elections, in midst of the Lok Sabha election, touring to 3 other countries along with family. This is also going to be discussed, and several other scams of the government will also be discussed. Certainly, it is going to be a very tumultuous session that is going to conclude on July 25th. Back to you.
Moving on to our business segment, viewers. It's a historic moment for Indian politics. Prime Minister Modi has been sworn in for an unprecedented third term, signaling
strengthened. Every agency is trying their level best, but on ground there is nothing that is happening. Starting from 2021, the Dera Ki Gali, Chamred Gali attack, where we lost 5 of our Jawans. Since then, we have seen bloodbath. More than 40 civilians and the soldiers have lost their life, and the terrorists are following the same modus operandi. They carry out attack at around 5:30, so that soon after the attack there is complete darkness and they take the advantage of the dense forested area to escape. They carry out the attacks at the vulnerable positions, be it the forces or on the civilians, and this is one of the deadliest attacks that the terrorists have carried out on the security forces. I'll request Sir Gaurav to show you the visuals that the special forces have already been inducted into the operations. These are the special forces of the Indian Army that are carrying out the round-the-clock operations. The forces have been swung into the action on the upper side as well, and also in the Dioli forest range, that is the downward range of this mountainous region. This area has been quite peaceful. It was so peaceful that it was last year only that one deputy superintendent of police was deployed in the anti-terror unit. Earlier there was no need because this area was so peaceful, but the terrorists, what they have done, they have carried out a detailed recce of the area before carrying out the deadly terror attack. That means that the terrorists are now trying to destabilize those regions that have been peaceful so far. But what the terrorists are now doing, that they are trying to deactivate those areas, and this terror attack has been done with much homework. This was done at a timing when the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was to take the oath for the third time. They made it very sure that they carry out an attack in such a manner that they can overshadow the oath ceremony. So this was exact plan of the Lashkar-e-Toiba that carried out the attack. The investigations are still underway, and we are getting some of the key details that we will be sharing as the day progresses, that how this attack was planned, how this was carried out, and how the terrorists have entirely carried out a recce of this area with the help of their local accomplices before the attack. Samiksha.
Yes, Gursimran, stay with us. And also to tell our viewers, this is one of the most dastardly, cowardly, for the lack of better words, unfortunate to say the least. We also understand that it is one of the worst terror attacks to have happened since 2017 when pilgrims were attacked while they were returning from the Amarnath Yatra. Tell us more about the status of health of those injured. We also understand that an infant is also one of those 9 people to have been killed in this terror attack.
It is really unfortunate, Samiksha. The bodies that we have seen here at the mortuary, that speaks that this is beyond what can be acceptable. That at a time when at the international forums we speak of, the Pakistan speaks of the human rights, and then they resort to such tactics where the minors are even not left, that we have seen in the Dangri as well, where the minors were killed, and same has happened yesterday also in the Shiv Khori area of the Riasi district. What their fault was, they have come for a holy pilgrimage. That is what has irked the terrorists. They wanted to attack the non-locals, they wanted to attack the citizens of the India, terming them as non-locals, saying that we won't allow anyone outside Jammu and Kashmir to be in J&K. This was what these terrorists have done. But it is a high time that the security agencies act, and also this is the time that the Pakistan's terror plot be foiled, because the number of the total casualties that we have seen in Jammu region since October 2021 in the multiple deadly attacks has surpassed the brave hearts martyrdom in the Pulwama terror attack. That means the terrorists are trying to inflict as much as damage as they can. What we have not lost in this attack, we have lost the civilians, we have lost the forces, we have lost the para commandos, we have lost the Rashtriya Rifle troopers on ground. So what else actually the forces say that they are looking for the terrorist location, but for now the terrorists have escaped from the ground zero and the forces are trying to get the information. But at least what we can tell our viewers for now, that the terrorists have taken the advantage of the darkness and also the time, the 30-35 minutes time that they have got when the forces reached the ground, and then they immediately shifted their focus to the rescue operation. The terrorists have escaped this very place. Now the Rajouri police is carrying out an intensified operation. That is what we can confirm, along with the Poonch police and the Udhampur police, so that any information regarding these terrorists can be generated so that they can be neutralized. 43 injuries, 9 civilians have lost their life in this deadly attack. The senior officers are camping on the ground, but at least for now, the agencies have no clue about the whereabouts of these terrorists. Samiksha.
Well, thank you so much for joining us there. Many lives, innocent lives, have been lost after terrorists have launched a dastardly attack on pilgrims. This is in Jammu and Kashmir's Reasi area. We move ahead right now to the other stories we are tracking. We see what else is making news from across India in our next segment. The BJP has appointed Union Ministers Rajnath Singh and Bhupendra Yadav as central observers for the appointment of the Chief Minister of Odisha. The decision was announced in an official release by Arun Singh, the National General Secretary of BJP. Earlier, BJP spokesperson and oath-taking ceremony in charge, Dilip Mohanty, said that the swearing-in ceremony of the new Chief Minister of Odisha will be held on June 12th and Prime Minister Modi will be present at the event.
Highlighting the strong ties between Bangladesh and India, the Foreign Minister of Bangladesh said that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina expressed her willingness to work with the new government in future to strengthen bilateral ties. The Foreign Minister further added that Prime Minister Modi has been invited by Sheikh Hasina to visit Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina note was invited to the oath-taking ceremony which took place at the Rashtrapati Bhavan yesterday.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Sri Narendra Modi, our relationship has been brought to a new height. So in the coming days, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has expressed, also the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed to strengthen the tie more and to widen our relationship. And also Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has invited Sri Narendra Modi to visit Bangladesh.
Supreme Court will hear today the petition filed by the Delhi government regarding the increasing water crisis in Delhi. In the last hearing, the court has ordered Himachal Pradesh should release 137 cusecs of water in the Yamuna from Friday, June 7. Additional water was ordered to be given to Delhi via the Hathini Kund barrage. Now, the Supreme Court has also asked the Haryana government to cooperate, and a report was sought from all parties by Monday. But the Delhi government minister is going ahead and constantly accusing the Haryana government that the Haryana government is not releasing the entire water.
The Indian cricket team fans celebrated outside the stadium in New York as India defeated Pakistan by 6 runs in a Group A match of ICC T20 World Cup 2024.
जिस तरह से पंत ने बैटिंग किया और बुमराह ने कमबैक किया और काफी लाजवाब था वो। क्या हो गया ये मैच जो था ना, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट मैच था। ये भाई लोग भी
Samiksha, we're seeing that there has been a terror attack once again in Jammu and Kashmir in Riasi area, and we see that many people have lost their lives. It's one of the top stories we are tracking.
Well, absolutely, Shivangi. Starting this morning on a somber note, we understand that 9 pilgrims have been killed, whereas more than 30 have been injured in this terror attack which happened. It's said that it's one of the deadliest in the last 30 years. We'll be tracking the latest on the probe that's been initiated. Let's first begin with the headlines.
Modi 3.0 sworn in at Rashtrapati Bhavan. 30 cabinet ministers, 41 union ministers take oath.
With 72 ministers, including 9 new faces, Modi 3.0 takes charge.
All eyes on the mega portfolio allotment that is scheduled for today.
Yet another cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir. 9 killed as terrorists ambush bus carrying pilgrims in Reasi.
But Congress plays politics, says chest thumping propaganda of NDA government rings hollow.
Bharat united against terrorism. Even Mehbooba Mufti and Umar Abdullah condemned the terror attack.
And we was in a very upsetting news coming in. A cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir. At least 9 were killed and 33 were injured after a bus carrying pilgrims to Shiv Khori in Riasi has come under the terrorist attack. This happened at 6:10 p.m. yesterday. A joint security force, temporary operation by the police, army and CRPF has been set up at the site, and multi-dimensional operation has been launched to nab the terrorists.
That's right, Shivangi. So to add to that, we understand that AK rifles were used to fire upon the pilgrims. Lashkar offshoot note has taken responsibility for this ghastly, cowardly attack on the pilgrims. The death toll, as we understand, stands at 9, whereas 30 people have been injured.
इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि एक बहुत ही अनफॉर्चुनेट इंसिडेंट हुआ है और ये इनिशियली जो हमें रिपोर्ट्स आई वो यही है कि मिलिटेंट्स घात लगाए बैठे थे और उन्होंने उस बस के ऊपर फायर किया जो कि शिव खोरी से निकली थी और टुवर्ड्स कटरा जा रही थी। उसकी वजह से जो ड्राइवर है उसका बैलेंस जो है वो बिगड़ा और वो नीचे बस जो है वो खाई में चली गई। रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन जो है वो अभी कंप्लीट किया जा चुका है। ये लोकल्स नहीं है, अभी उनकी आइडेंटिटीज जो है वो क्लियर नहीं हो पाई हैं, बट जो अभी इनिशियली पता चला है वो दे में भी बिलोंग टू यूपी। देखिए ऑलरेडी हम देखते आए हैं जब भी कोई मिलिटेंसी कोई इंसिडेंट हुआ है तो उसके बाद हम लोग वैसे ही हाई अलर्ट पे हमेशा से रहे हैं। तो आज भी और पिछले कई दिनों से वी वर ऑन हाई अलर्ट और ये सारी जो शिव खोरी श्राइन है उसको पूरे तरीके से सिक्योर किया गया था। उसके आसपास के इलाकों में भी बड़े दिन से हम अपनी एरिया डोमिनेशन की एक्टिविटीज़ और बाकी वीडीजीज के साथ हमने उनके साथ फायरिंग प्रैक्टिस भी करी थी और उनको सबको अलर्ट पे ही रखा गया था।
And PM Modi has taken stock of the situation, directed to monitor the situation and ensure all possible assistance is given to the families. I just want to go across to my colleague Gursimran. Gursimran, one more cowardly terror attack coming in. This is extremely upsetting, given the fact that our security forces are always, they're on the lookout for such attacks. But if you could take our viewers through, what is really happening. PM Modi has also taken to X, the social media platform, and said that our security forces and police have launched an operation to find these terrorists who have conducted such an terrible act.
Right now we are reporting from the ground zero where this drastic terror attack has happened, and now the security forces have taken over the entire area. Massive coordinated search operations are being launched by the Jammu and Kashmir police, the Indian Army, the CRPF and the additional security forces. But the real concern remains to be that the terrorists have fled the spot after carrying out the attack. It was at 6:10 when the attack took place, and it took at least 30 to 35 minutes for the first police party to reach this spot. That means by then the terrorists would have travelled at least a couple of kilometers. That gives the edge to these terrorists, those who have carried out this attack. This group is of a Lashkar-e-Toiba group. That is what we can confirm from at least 3 sources in the different agencies. But what has happened that, this is the area, specific area. We cannot show you on the other side since there is a no network zone. But as the vehicles moves from this area, there is a curve. There is a curve where the vehicles usually get slower down. And that was the place where the terrorists used this to carry out an attack. I'll request Gaurav to show you the visuals that now the entire area has been cordoned in and the security forces are carrying out the round-the-clock operation. As the vehicle moved from this edge, then the terrorist opened the fire, and first their target was the driver of the vehicle. When the driver was killed, he lost the control over the vehicle and the vehicle went down into the deep gorge. Now on the other side, I'll request Gaurav to show you from here only the search operations, the SDRF teams, the Jammu and Kashmir police police, all have been kept on the standby. They are carrying out the operations. From here, Gaurav will be in a position to show you the visuals of the spot where this incident has been reported. The senior officials of the Jammu and Kashmir police as well as the SDRF, they are on the ground. What has happened so far is 9 pilgrims have lost their life in this deadly terror attack, and 43 is the number of injuries. The number of those injured is increasing with each passing minute since yesterday. We spoke to the Deputy Commissioner of the Riasi as well. He said that the list is being compiled of the injured and also those who have lost their life, but the rescue operations are still underway. The forces are trying to ensure that they at least get something concrete. Apart from the use of the AK rifle and the modus operandi of the terrorists, the forces have nothing. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha, to immediately reach Jammu to take stock of the situation. This is very important because this is not the first incident, Samiksha, Shivangi. You see, this has become a pattern, and these kind of terror attacks becoming a pattern means that the security grid needs to be...
For 3 in 12.1 overs, needing 47 runoffs in 47 balls. However, Jasprit Bumrah's remarkable spell changed the game's dynamics, turning the tide in India's favour. Bumrah's sensational bowling performance saw him claim 3 wickets for just 14 runs in his allotted 4 overs. His efforts played a pivotal role in restricting Pakistan to 113 for 7 in their 20 overs. Earlier, Pakistan's pace bowlers Naseem Shah and Haris Rauf excelled, dismissing India for 119 runs. Rishabh Pant's contribution of 42 runs was notable, but other Indian batsmen struggled to make a significant score. Despite a promising start, India faced a batting collapse, losing 7 wickets with just 38 runs in the next 9 overs.
Carlos Alcaraz's incredible entry to tennis history by clinching his inaugural French Open championship has come out. And Samiksha, we are getting all these details where we see that Carlos Alcaraz has been making, a huge entry when it comes to the world of sports. And he has been performing quite well. He's the youngest player to win the Grand Slam.
Well, absolutely. Securing the distinction as the youngest player, we understand the 21-year-old Spaniard showed that he belonged among the elite as he added a 3rd Grand Slam crown.
Carlos Alcaraz made a grand entrance into the tennis history books as he claimed his maiden French Open title. He became the youngest man to capture Grand Slams on all 3 surfaces with a seesaw 5-set victory over German Alexander Zverev.
Well, it's different tournaments, different aura, but I'm gonna say same feeling. Winning a Grand Slam is always special. Winning your first in every Grand Slam is always super special. But here in Roland Garros, knowing that all the Spanish players who have won this tournament and be able to put my name on that amazing list is something unbelievable, something that I dream about being in this position since we started playing tennis, since I was 5, 6 years old. So it's a great feeling.
Both players got off to a nervy start, exchanging breaks in their opening service games. But it was the Spaniard who hit his stride earlier, taking the opening set 6-3. Zverev's determination shone through as he rallied from a 2-5 deficit to snatch the 3rd set 7-5, seemingly seizing control of the match.
I feel like I did everything I could today. The 5th set, there was some unlucky moments. I heard that at 2-1 the second serve was out from the Hawkeye data. I saw that, so I break back there. I have break chances then in the next service game. A 5th set can go the other way, but it is what it is. Look, he played fantastic. He played better than me the 4th and 5th set. it's how it is. I mean, I felt like this Grand Slam final, I did everything I could. At the US Open, I kind of gave it away myself, so it's a bit different.
However, Alcaraz refused to yield, displaying remarkable fortitude despite a leg injury, and dominated the fourth set 6-1. With unwavering focus, Alexander surged to victory in the fifth set, capturing his third Grand Slam title. Meanwhile, for Zverev, the quest for a Grand Slam title continues.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of our broadcast. Coming up on Live and Breaking, all eyes on mega portfolio allotment that is scheduled for today.
And Congress plays politics over Riasi attack, says chest-thumping propaganda of NDA government rings hollow.